What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mokuphu Gaming. We're back once again with a WandaVision roundtable. With me once again is my big man Gil down there and my big man Tone over there. All right, let's get into the next episode, episode 4 of WandaVision. That one blew it off the chain for me. Whole lot of things happened in that episode, a lot of reveals, a lot of big things happened. I think the show is showing that it's got its wheels underneath it and it is running strong right now. Go ahead, Tone, give us your impressions of the episode.
You know, the end of last recap, I talked about how my hopes for this episode, this show, and it was spot on what I wanted. I wanted to see the outside. I wanted to see, get their perspective from Sword, what was happening, kind of understand how they were seeing things, if they were seeing things, what they were trying to do to figure things out, or if they were part of it. And all that was answered. All those questions were answered. A lot of our theories were proven correct, which was awesome. So for me, it's a great, really the best episode by far so far. And yeah, I liked it. It was great. I'm hoping for more like that, to see the inside and the outside, and have that be the standard going forward.
Gil, your impressions.
Like Tone, definitely the best episode of the series so far. I like everything from Sword's perspective. I love how like it picked up right after the second snap, basically, and you see people come back together. That was super cool. I do have a question about that, which I'll bring up at the end. But super cool episode. I love. I think his name is Jimmy Woo, the FBI agent. Great. He's good in everything he does. He's kind of a comic relief. I like the callback to the Ant-Man magic trick where he like busts out his card when he's talking to Monica Rambeau. A lot of cool scenes, man. Like bringing back Darcy from the Thor, series. Like that was great. Seeing the more like inner workings of Sword, what they do. I thought it was great, man. Like it was basically like a 30-minute Marvel movie.
Yeah, I totally agree with both of you guys. That was a phenomenal episode. There were so many things. It paid off so well. It was way better than anything that ever happened in Lost because you actually get answers to your questions. Things are explained. It was awesome. I feel that they're really getting their feet underneath them right now, and it's really ramping up a lot. Just so many of the reveals about like the origins of Sword, and then who Geraldine is. Randall Park showing up was great because Jimmy Woo, I love that guy. Randall Park is hilarious. So, but anyways, let's get into it. Out of all of the crazy things that happened in this episode, that all the reveals, all the Easter eggs, what was your biggest wow moment in the episode? Gil, give me your one.
I mean, I think every object or person that went into that radiation zone was basically like super cool. How that changed into Wanda's reality. Like the guy in the radiation suit turns into the beekeeper. And then the drone going in turns into like an old timey helicopter. Geraldine or not Monica Rambeau getting sucked in, becoming Geraldine. Like in the show. And just watching it all from Sword's perspective, I thought was super cool. And I thought one of the biggest nuggets they said, which I think is going to forecast something that's coming up, is they were talking about how the radiation is staying put for now. Like it could get bigger. And then what are the ramifications of like it moving out and then Wanda's reality becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and affecting more people outside of Westview?
And my two biggest wow moments were, Gil mentioned one of them earlier. Takes place right after the snap. The show starts like right after the snap of the Hulk bringing back everyone. So as soon as I saw her kind of coming to reformation, going from the dust to Monica, took me a half a second. Like, oh, this is snap. This is a snap. Then I understand what's coming back. Snap. So that was really cool. I love that part. That little callback. We didn't get to see any of that in Endgame. So that was really cool to see how the rest of the world reacted. All of a sudden, these people just like peering back into the lives, like. In the exact same, it seemed the exact same spot they were snapped out of. So like Monica was in the hospital with her mom, who's got treatment from cancer, and she was supposed to be fine. And then boom, snap 5 years later, and she's now died from cancer that came back. So that was a big wow moment. The other big wow moment came at the end of the episode with Vision, when we had that look of Wanda sees Vision, but it's not the Vision we've seen on the show so far. It was the husk of Vision. So that explains a lot. Like she does not seem to be have created a new Vision. It seems to be she's reanimated the husk of Vision. So that was another mind blowing, like, whoa moment.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Tone, on that last one with Vision. That one was the one that blew my head off. Like I was sitting there, and all of a sudden she looks over Vision, and it's Vision there with his head just smashed in from where the Infinity Stone was in his dome, and Thanos just ripped it out. I thought that was the biggest moment of the show right there, just because like you realize that, oh my God, she's rolling around with Vision's corpse, just like Weekend at Bernie'sing it,
Yeah.
so it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite moment of the entire show because I was like, oh wow, this isn't just like she created him out of nothing. She's straight up like using his corpse to, to like she's hugging it and kissing
Well,
it. And,
Yeah.
are we sure that that's what's happening now? Because it could just be that she's remembering that when she's seeing him. So I mean, it's hard to say. I definitely I'm leaning your way where I'm thinking she's using his husk, but maybe again she could just be remembering, that happened to him. So I don't know.
mm, I'm definitely on the side of it being his actual corpse because she looked at it and then she like kind of realized she's like, oh, I need to put this back to how it's supposed to look. So I'm pretty sure that that's that what that is. Also, like especially when they had the confrontation with Monica Rambeau, where she was like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And then you see how defensive she is, like Wanda is defensive over the whole thing, and it gave me the impression that she is definitely in control of the whole world that she's created, but everybody outside doesn't know why it happened, which is why they're all trying to investigate and stuff like that. But I think she's totally in control. I used to think that maybe she was under control of somebody else, but I definitely don't think that that's the case anymore. I think she created this entire world for herself, and then it's just like she just tried to make this own little bubble for herself, and everybody's like, "What is going on?" So
I am 100% disagreeing with that. I'm calling it right now. No way is she in control of that entire thing. She did not create that. She was put in there. She has her powers, but there's no way, no way, no way that she is the one. They did not spoil that for us in the fourth episode. It's not going to be her. There's no way.
so you're saying that somebody is controlling her?
I'm saying that she was not there. She did not create it, and she did not go there of her own free will. That she has half her powers and does do something inside there, but there's no way she just went there and took that town over and created all that herself. There's no way.
All right, all right. We'll have to see how that pans out. Maybe we'll have to put a little wager on this at some point.
See, like I feel like it's like since it's right after the last events of the Avengers movies that it's like a coping mechanism for her. Like she's in that area, and maybe she is trying to resurrect, like Vision's dead husk, and it is like a Weekend at Bernie's thing, or she's trying to create the Mind Stone again to bring it back. But she's definitely in control. But I feel like it's like she's doing it on purpose. Like she's coping with it in that direction. Like that's how she's dealing with it. Like she's blocking everything out basically, and figuratively. And then she's creating this world to kind of cope with what has happened. Maybe on the side mission, she's trying to bring back Vision as well.
Well, so I agree with you on that. Like, I don't think it's like a coping thing. I think she's just in complete denial of everything that happened. Like, she can't handle it, so she's in complete denial. So she created this world just to protect herself from everything.
Can she create life? I mean, the kids are somewhat real, right?
Yep.
Like maybe she can resurrect, or she could have resurrected her brother, or could have resurrected Vision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe that's just something that became a thing while she was in there that she realized that she could do that. She did it kind of subconsciously, I'd imagine. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our predictions for what we think is going to happen in the future for the episodes and the show. Any theories that you have that you want to throw out there that are currently going on or will probably come to fruition? I don't know. Let's go. We'll start again once again with Tone, so he doesn't get upstaged by GB4 with his hot takes
Well,
again.
I felt like my hopes for this episode were right on. So I guess my hopes, less predictions. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I don't have a really solid prediction, but my hope is that the world really starts falling apart. Like, it's going to progress. I think to the next decade, whatever that is. It's in the 80s, I guess. So I expect that to happen, and then, but I expect to have more glitches and more people, and maybe Vision kind of really like, you know, noticing things or really like breaking away from whatever's happening. That he's kind of already started to notice, but really it's going to become more of an issue for Wanda to control him if she's the one doing it ultimately, or whoever else is in control of this for their agenda not to be coming out. So whoever the mystery is, as far as if it's Wanda or someone else, I expect that to be explored more, and I expect more glitches to happen with, Vision, and then some of the other townsfolk inside Westview also, like, coming to some type of realization that they're also not, it's not right where they're at.
All right, Gil.
I agree with Tone. So like, I'm sure in the next like few episodes are gonna go through the timeline, 80s, 90s. You're gonna see the kids get older. I think as any parent, your kids get older, you're gonna get stressed out, and you're gonna have that mental fatigue. And then she's gonna start losing control of the entire reality. And I think there's gonna be more breaks, like with the neighbors and Vision. And I'm still not exactly sure what's going on with Vision and how he is coming to a realization that he's there when he's dead. And she's just not controlling him straight up. Like, I can see the neighbors getting controlled and them kind of snapping out of the matrix every once in a while and figuring out what's going on, but I still don't know exactly what's going on with Vision. But he's going to keep having those blips and kind of be more self-aware of like what's happening as they go. I think that the radiation circle is going to continue getting bigger, and then that's going to make it even bigger of a problem for Sword and the rest of the planet and maybe other superheroes and stuff. But I think Sword's going to continue poking in, trying to figure out ways to get in. I'm really interested to see what Geraldine's character says about her experience and how she felt in the next episode. I do think, and we've seen Skrulls before, I think the director is a Skrull. The director of Sword, he's a little too serious all the time. I think he's going to be a Skrull. That's my hidden Easter egg for that. All right. But yeah, I think that the radiation circle is going to keep getting bigger. I think it's going to create more problems. They're going to try even, be more aggressive trying to get in. I still am sticking with my theory that things that come out of that reality are for real. And I'm saying that has something to do with, one, bringing Vision back, or two, those kids being real. Okay. I still keep going with that. Whatever kicks out of that reality is now, Marvelverse, Also, I wrote this down because I watched it with my son this weekend. In the last Avengers, which is his favorite one, when the Avengers lose, was it not Endgame, the one before that?
Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War, which is weird. I don't know why he likes that they lose. But anyways,
that's my favorite one too, honestly. It's great. It's so great.
I'm like, they don't always lose. They don't. And this is his favorite one. All right, so Steve Rogers says, Wanda, as soon as that stone is out of his head, you blow it to hell. And then right away when he said that, I was like, is this the Mephisto like Easter egg? Did she blow that to hell in some type of multiverse or universe or whatever? And then she's trying to go there to bring it back and to bring Vision back? That could be a thing.
Interesting. We'll see where that goes.
We'll see.
You guys sound skeptical, but maybe she went into hell to go get it. Hey, you heard it here first.
Here are my predictions for what's going to happen. Sword is still going to keep poking into Wanda's world, and things are going to get more and more progressively chaotic. Things are going to start falling out of the matrix, so to speak. Like, things are going to start glitching. Wanda's going to get more and more upset. She's going to start expanding the bubble to try and keep them out, or, there's things that are going to come out of the bubble to try and stop them from poking in and invading in this little world that she's created. And I definitely think, especially if they're going to go with the X-Men coming into the show, at some point within the next couple episodes, they are going to call on Professor X to come in and try and get things under control. And that's how they're going to tie in the X-Men, if in fact that is what is going to happen. Other than that, I definitely think that, like I said previously, that the new Vision is going to come out of this whole thing. So those are my predictions for what's going to happen in the next couple of episodes. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for this roundtable of the WandaVision episode 4. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see whose predictions come true, whose predictions are wrong, and then we'll come up with consequences for being incorrect. If you got any comments about it, go ahead and throw us some comments for consequences that might occur between Tone and I, and our differing opinions on what might happen. Once again, if you liked this episode of our roundtable, go ahead and smack that like button, subscribe if you want. We'd really appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.